Julie Byles, and I'm one of the directors of the Australian Longitudinal Study on Women's Health. We followed women in their late 40s and another group of women from their early 70s from 1996 through to 2016. If we look at the women who were 70 when we started the study, these women were in the generation where most didn't finish high school, and mostly these women were non-smokers. And at that time, 1 in 5 women participated in at least 20 minutes of vigorous exercise at least once a week. Following those women from age 70, we've been able to calculate that they had a total life expectancy of around 20.4 years, living through well into their 90s, and with 16.3 years of those free of disability. But if the women didn't exercise, they lost around 1 year of life on average and spent more of their remaining life with disability. If you throw in smoking and obesity, the women lost 4.3 years of total life and 4.3 years of life without disability. The total loss of life for the quadruple threat of being less educated, being a smoker, being obese and not exercising was 5.3 years of total life and 6.7 years of disability-free life. So there's a lot that made a difference to those women's life expectancy and the amount of life that they could expect to live without disability, and exercise was very, very important to do that. If we cast back to the women who were in their 40s when we started, and we try to predict what their life expectancy might be like now they're in their 70s. These women were more educated on average, with most finishing high school. This time, 2 out of 5 women participated in at least 20 minutes of vigorous exercise at least once a week. If they were non-smokers, not obese, and they exercised, we predict that these women can expect to live another 23.7 years from age 70, so into their mid-90s, and most of these years will be free of disability. If they're sedentary and they don't exercise, they can expect to live 1.7 years less with a greater proportion of their remaining life with disability. Throw in obesity, and their total life expectancy drops to only 18.6 years, with more of this life with disability. And if they're less educated, their life expectancy drops a further 2 years, and again, more of their remaining life is with disability. The total of being less educated, being a smoker, being obese and not exercising is a difference of 10.6 years of life and 11.8 years of disability-free life. So these behaviours and circumstances are making a huge difference to women's life expectancy, but also a huge difference to the amount of life that they can expect to live free of disability. So the take-home message from all of this is twofold. One is that if you're 70, you've still got a lot of life to live. And the other is you want to live most of that life with as minimum disability as possible. So getting exercise is a really important part of maintaining your abilities, maintain a healthy weight, and don't smoke. So if you're a smoker, see if you can quit. And even if you have a disability, the really important thing is to maintain the abilities you have, and you don't want to lose the next thing and the next thing, because we know that disabilities go in a hierarchy. So even if you have a disability, maintain the abilities you have. So that's the take-home message. You've got a lot of life to live and you want to do your best to enjoy it.